I think that in the at the end of last year, had a little bit of closure. Even though it came out of the blue, my relationship with Claire sort of ended. She put an end to it, and I think that while it was painful, I understood where she was coming from in terms of our relationship not being one that was going to really have a chance to pan out too much. And I think that I say to Joe, I can't. I'm going to have a life that doesn't involve you. You know, you're in jail now, and I really am really ready to move past you. And I'm making good on that. I'm also still not drinking, and I'm back with the FBI, and having a more, having some level of domesticity with a new partner, and hopefully in a happier place. Obviously that's not going to last for too long.
Is it really possible for Ryan to have a life without Joe?
We'll see.
He's kind of part of it.
We'll see.
So the spark that you had with James Purefoy, you don't see that in a lot of scenes like you played together.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see that coming in season 3 with him out of the picture?
Mm-hmm.
Is there another big bad that we're gonna?
There's another big bad for sure, at least one, and the size of it's kind of teased on the poster that they gave out at Comic-Con. What did it say? Joe Carroll was just the beginning.
Just the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Carroll was just the beginning. So the size and scope of this big bad or the evil that sort of come from this is just a tip of the iceberg. Joe's just a tip of the iceberg, which is kind of exciting. In terms of the playing those scenes, I think there's a lot of fantastic actors on the show, and certainly my scenes with Joe were always fun because he's a fantastic actor, and also I think that Kevin Williamson really loved writing to that kind of tennis match that we would play. But he's going to be around for he's going to be around, so hopefully we'll get in the room together.
You've been through some dark places in the show. Are you going to be able to come back to the bright side instead of the dark side? And is Ryan going to be able to help you with that?
I think that Mike's journey is not complete yet, and I'm sure that he'll descend down a little further, maybe before it gets better. And I think that's going to be an interesting thing. And I've been talking about this relationship with Max being sort of that light that could potentially pull him out of it. But there's something underneath Mike, and I think we saw it even in the first season, even before. I think that there's something underneath there. There's an anger and sort of now certainly a revenge that's bubbling underneath the surface with him that I really think will still be around. And as far as Ryan being able to help Mike, I think Ryan was trying to help Mike the entire season, but it's one of those things that you can't tell somebody. I think I understand that Ryan has gone through these things and is experiencing things, is probably trying to help him, but how do you it's just one of those things you have to experience. Like, my dad has been killed. You can't tell me not to do that, not to feel that. And I think that I'm sure that people were trying to help, and his friends in the case prior were trying to tell Ryan not to experience that, to pull out of that. How do you do that? You have to live what you feel, and this is such extreme trauma that I think these guys are going to react the way they're going to react. And it's more maybe about the aftermath, about helping, being there after the fact. Whatever these guys do, that might be how Ryan can help Mike.
So it was brought up earlier, we were discussing what was showing at the panel where there was an alternate ending. But do you feel that it kind of went with the right ending that was aired? And
I
the
do.
reason behind that?
I do. Because I think that I think that why not just keep Joe Carroll character alive a little bit longer? See him in a different in a different place. I mean, you keep in mind that we met Joe in jail, and maybe there's something about that.
It's almost full circle.
Yeah.
I agree too. I think that the reason was that it was probably a very shocking, interesting way to end the season. You know what I mean? But I think that the way it worked out was nice. And I also say that, Joe Carroll will always be with these characters, one way or another. The mark that he's left on everybody will not easily go away. So I think Joe will be with all of us probably until we're all gone.
Are you enjoying just the overall arc of the character?
I am, yeah.
Season 1, episode 1 to where you are now.
I am. I have my moments when I go, I wish that it would go in one direction or another direction or whatever. But yeah, I do. Look, it's also just that thing. This is my first TV series, so the idea that it is an ongoing process is really new and cool. I just finished a movie. I look at that movie. I say, okay, I got these 5 scenes. Now I got to try to tell as much of a story with these 5 scenes as I possibly can. And even within that, who knows how many of these are going to end up in the movie? Maybe 1, maybe none, maybe 5. Who knows? Whereas with a series, I've never seen a softer side of Ryan. Well, we still have 7, 8 more episodes where that could possibly be. I've never seen him deal with his parents. Well, boom, there. It's like all this stuff is available and changing, and it's one of the cool things about it.
Is Ryan still pursuing police work?
Yes, he's with the FBI.
Okay.
So Ryan has had such a hard history. How does he keep coming back for more?
Well, he's a tough motherfucker.
Well, and one of the things that I really think about as I'm watching the show is really who is the follower and who is the leader. And I think that's a piece of each character seems to have the potential
That's right.
to go either way.
Right.
So what do you think about your characters?
Yeah, look, I certainly could. You could argue that through the first 2 seasons, I've been following Joe Carroll. That's what I do.
Vice versa. Again, everybody from the beginning, everybody was like, "Oh, Mike's a bad guy, and he's following Ryan, and he's going to turn, and all these things." But that's the interesting thing; those seeds were planted very early. That you don't know who to trust, and all these characters do have this duality. It's like, again, I looked up to Ryan at a certain point, and then season 2, I stopped listening to Ryan. I went on every word. Well, what's Ryan telling me to do? How to do? So I think there is that back and forth constantly with all these characters, which is interesting, different.
You guys
I
are
gotta
still
wrap
shooting in New York?
Yeah.
Yes.
Excited.